Hi everyone, and welcome back to another video. My name is John with Education Solutions, and it's great to be back here to talk with you about an online graded reader, or a text editor for a graded reader that will help you to determine whether or not something is an appropriate level for your students here. So let's have a look now at this site. It's called er-central.com. And I'll go ahead and I'll post that in the comment section down below if you want to take a look at it. So first of all, let's look at the at how we determine what level people are, and this is based off of the CEFR level, or the Common European Framework of Reference. And we can see down below that we've got the basic CEFR is about A1 or A2, and that is for the young learners. And then we've got the B1 and B2. That's going to be your students who fall in the range of being able to communicate, but yet they're still not quite at native level proficiency here. So once we get into the proficient level of C1 and C2, that's where you get to the native level here. And this is compared here with our IELTS test. Around here, we've got around an 8 to an 8.5 is upwards of in between C1 to C2, and then down below we've got the B1 is right around 4.5 right here. Okay, and if we were to map this out according to TOEIC, we've got our A1, which again A1 and A2, those are our young learners. They're still beginning here with a TOEIC listening and reading test. And then we've got compared to our speaking and writing right here. And then we've got over here to our proficient C1 compared to our TOEIC test here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to find a couple of articles. And the first one that I found, this is on the BBC, and why mandatory vaccination is nothing new. So if I were to take this particular passage right here, I'll just take this first part and I copy it, and we're going to paste it into our online graded text editor right here for extensive reading. And we're going to paste this one in. And once this loads up, you have the option to choose from, we've got the, let's see, the general service list with the academic word list, the new GSL, we've got Cambridge. This is the general one. I'll show you that one in just a moment here. And then we've got the CEFR level. Those are the CEFR levels that I talked about. So if we start with the CEFR levels, which again, these are the Common European Framework of Reference for languages, and we've got the A1. So if we were to go with an A1, which if you remember, that's the young learners, those are people who are just starting out, and we click on go, it's going to scan all of this, and we can see right up here words that are in the current list. So about a little over half are up to the selected level for A1. Again, this is an article from the BBC, but 36% fall out of that selected level. So that means that this is probably too difficult for for someone who is in the A1 CEFR level, or beginning, or a young learner here. But if we were to move this up to B2, which if we look at B2, once again, this is where we have independent speakers here. You can communicate with them, but they're not quite at native level here. And we click on go. This is going to scan your text right now. And now we can see that 87% fall up to that selected level of B2, whereas a little over 5% is outside of that selected level. And we can see exactly which words are falling outside of that B2 CEFR level here. So now we're getting a little bit closer to what we want for if you're teaching students who are at a B2 level. Now this is, again, that was from an article from the BBC, but if we were to look at something a little more difficult, so Nature Reviews on Molecular Cell Biology, I don't have access to this journal, but if we were to take a look at let me find one here. So if we found an article on here, and this is just the abstract, but these are Nature Reviews from the Molecular Cell Biology journal here, and I've got the abstract. So if I were to take just from the abstract here, And we're going to test out with our online graded reader. I'm going to switch this out and paste it in. Okay, and if I'm going for, let's say, just once again, we're going to start with the A2, with the CEFR level A2, and take a look at it. We can see that the majority of this is going, only 44% is going up to the selected level, whereas 38% is outside of the selected A2 level. But if we were to go up to a C1, which is closer to native level, native English, right here, we can see that, again, we've got 80% goes up to the selected level of C1, and just under 2% is outside of the selected level. And we can see the words that are outside of the C1 level. Okay, so again, that is looking at the CEFR levels, but if we go to just a very general level here, we got early beginners, high beginners, on up to native level right here. So just to give you an idea, if we've got a level 2 with 100 head words, we can see here that 66% falls out of that selected level. So most of this is definitely not something that would be good for an early beginner with 100 head words here. But if we went up to high to near native level right here, and this abstract, we can see this would be okay for, or it would be okay for someone who is a high to near native level. But you can also pick out the words that would be incredibly difficult for these students. So the good thing that you can do with this is that if you were to, if we were to go to, let's say we're dealing with high to upper intermediate level readers or English speakers, what we can do now is we can find all of the words. Again, 25% fall out of that selected level. We can find all of the words that might be difficult for your students if they were to try and practice this reading. So you can extract those right here. You can export this word list, and you might want to put that into a Quizlet set, and then you can have your students study that. So that can actually help to bring them up to the level that you want them to be reading at. So this is a great website here if you want your students, if you want to test to see the reading level for a particular passage right here. So I really do hope that this is useful. Again, I'm going to link this down below in the video description. And please do be sure to give this video a like, and don't forget to subscribe so that you can be notified whenever I post a new video. So thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one. Adios.